Is Masai Ujiri about to make the most controversial trade decision of his entire career? We've just witnessed leaked intel emerge from inside NBA front offices that suggests the Raptors are considering a deal that could either be a genius strategic move or the biggest mistake since trading DeMar DeRozan. The cosmic basketball powers seem to be testing our front office's championship blueprint in ways that nobody saw coming. I'm talking about a mysterious trade package involving a proven sharpshooter whose elite skill set could unlock our roster's hidden potential. But at what cost? The leaked details I'm about to reveal will shock you about how this deal could impact our Giannis pursuit and completely reshape our championship timeline. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick Court coming in hot with another deep dive for all you basketball junkies out there. Hope you're all crushing it today, rocking that red and black and ready to get your trade analysis fixed. How exactly does a veteran sharpshooter from Brooklyn fit into the master plan that Masai and the front office have been quietly assembling? Drop your predictions down in the comments right now, because I've been studying the leaked reports and connecting dots that nobody is talking about yet. Seriously, stick around until the end because I'm about to break down a trade scenario that will absolutely blow your mind about how this move could either accelerate or destroy our championship window. We've got some absolutely explosive trade intel that just leaked, and it's got the entire basketball world buzzing about what Masai Ujiri might be cooking up behind closed doors. So here's what we know from the leaked reports. The Brooklyn Nets are desperately trying to move up from the 19th pick into lottery territory, and they're willing to package Cameron Johnson plus their first round pick to make it happen. The target? Our precious 9th overall selection. Plus they want us to take on what they're calling a bad contract. Let me break down exactly what Cameron Johnson brings to the table. This guy just had a career year in Brooklyn, averaging 18.8 points per game on absolutely elite efficiency. We're talking about a 29-year-old sharpshooter in his prime who knocked down 39% from three-point range and an insane 45% on corner threes. That's exactly the type of spacing and offensive firepower that could transform our starting lineup overnight. But here's where things get really interesting, and I need you to pay close attention to this next part. Johnson is locked up for 2 more years at around $21 to $23 million per season. That's actually a pretty reasonable deal for a player of his caliber, but it creates some serious salary cap implications for us. Now, what's got me really scratching my head is this bad contract component of the deal. Are we talking about moving RJ Barrett here? Because if that's the case, I've got some serious concerns about this entire trade scenario. Barrett might not be the most efficient shooter in the league, but he's 5 years younger than Johnson and has legitimate star upside that we haven't even seen yet. Think about it this way. Johnson gives you elite shooting and solid defense right now, but Barrett gives you shot creation, playmaking ability, and the potential to be a legitimate number 2 option on a championship team. Which direction do you think serves our long-term interests better? What's your take on potentially moving Barrett for Johnson? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear how the Raptors Nation feels about this possibility. The other name that keeps getting whispered in these Brooklyn discussions is Nic Claxton. He's a rim-protecting center who averaged 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks per game last season. On paper, that sounds like a nice compliment to what we already have. But here's my problem with pursuing Claxton. Jakob Poeltl is simply the better all-around player right now. Poeltl rebounds better, scores more efficiently around the rim, and has become one of the most underrated centers in the entire league. Why would we mess with that chemistry just to add another big man who doesn't really move the needle that much? But let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, because this is where things get really fascinating. Remember, all of these discussions are happening with the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation looming large in the background. Every move Masai makes has to be viewed through that lens. Here's the strategic question that's keeping me up at night. Is Cameron Johnson good enough to justify giving up our lottery pick? Or should we be saving that ammunition for a potential Giannis trade? That 9th pick could be absolutely crucial in any package we put together for the Greek Freak. Do you think we should be making smaller moves like this Johnson trade? Or should we be going all in on landing a superstar? Let me know what strategy you prefer in the comments. If we did make this trade and brought Johnson into the fold, our starting five would look pretty interesting. Picture this, quickly running the point, Johnson providing elite shooting at the 2, Ingram creating mismatches at the 3, Barnes continuing his development at the 4, and Poeltl anchoring the paint. That's a lineup with serious offensive firepower and enough defensive versatility to compete with anybody in the Eastern Conference. The spacing would be absolutely incredible, and it would give Scottie Barnes even more room to operate and showcase his playmaking skills. But here's what really has me intrigued about all of this: the timing. These discussions are happening right before the draft, which means there are probably multiple scenarios being explored simultaneously. The Nets want to rebuild, we want to compete, and there might be some creative ways to make everybody happy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to be covering every single development in this trade saga as it unfolds. The leaked intel also suggests that these preliminary discussions are just the beginning. Nothing gets formalized until we're much closer to draft night, which means there's still time for this deal to evolve or completely fall apart. What I find most encouraging is that Masai is clearly working the phones and exploring every possible avenue to improve this roster. Whether it's a big splash move for Giannis or a more measured approach with someone like Johnson, at least we know our front office isn't sitting idle. The Eastern Conference is wide open right now, and there's a legitimate path for us to make some serious noise next season. Adding Johnson might not make us title favorites, but it could definitely get us back into playoff contention while keeping our bigger options open. At the end of the day, this comes down to trust in Masai Ujiri's vision. He's proven time and time again that he knows how to evaluate talent and make the right moves at the right time. Whatever direction he chooses to go, I'm confident it's going to be with our long-term championship aspirations in mind. What do you think, Raptors Nation? Are you excited about the possibility of adding Cameron Johnson, or would you rather see us swing for the fences with a bigger move? The comment section is yours. Let me know exactly how you want to see this offseason play out. Don't forget to subscribe to Quick Court for all the latest Raptors updates, and I'll catch you in the next one. We the North.